Good afternoon, everybody, from Chicago, Illinois, the third largest city in the United States of America. It's The Drive with Mario Smith. I'm Mario Smith. Thank you so much for being with us today on a picture perfect Tuesday in Chicago, Illinois. Hope it's nice wherever you are. Lots going on in the world, as we say or want to say from time to time here. Glad that you all are joining us, and I am so happy to be with you today. Thank you, Hal and Travis, for letting me hop on with you guys. And again, I apologize to Sir Anthony Davis. They reached out to me this afternoon and asked if I could hop on for a second, and I tried, and just the connection was, oof, it was horrific, and I was unable to make it. Carla was nice enough to reach out, and again, I apologize, guys, for not being able to hop on with you today, but we'll make it happen hopefully tomorrow. Let's go out to Portland, Oregon, to see if my man Gliss is okay, who was feeling bad yesterday. How you feeling today, sir? There he is.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
See, I don't like that.
I feel better than I did when I woke up yesterday.
Okay.
Just kind of, I'm just kind of taking it easy. I got some cough drops and some fluids, so I'm good.
All right. As long as you're okay, man. Because again, if we have to turn the show over to Silas or somebody, we can do it. We just
good. Yeah.
Do your hands like this and boom, go. That would be interesting. But before we go any further, Gliss, I wanted to say hello to everybody, but before I do, Silas, how old are you, if you don't mind me asking? And hello, Silas, and hello, Emmett and Stacy, and everybody. Before I read off everybody's name, how old are you, Silas? I'm curious. Let me know. It's important. I need to know that. Again, thanks so much, everybody, for checking out the show. Gliss, I'm glad you're okay. There's a question in the Did You Know that I'm going to make sure you have to answer. I think it's about a dog or something like that. Yeah, it is. Yeah. As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, that's a good question.
Nothing can top the fact that the second leading cause of household accidents is running into glass.
Look, that's going to be good forever. I thought about that all night. It's a special person that does that.
I mean, this mostly because it's impossible not to start picturing people running into glass
immediately. I've seen it happen, so I know that it happens. Especially if you work somewhere where they they're very diligent about keeping the glass clean.
Yeah,
and it almost looks like it's nothing there. You go, whoa.
Especially nowadays, people are get involved in looking down at their phones while they're on the move and all that.
Yeah. I'm glad nobody has went through a plate of glass, though. Eesh.
Yeah, that would not feel good.
I used to live in a loft, and I always, this is going to sound terrible. I probably shouldn't say it, but screw it. I'm already here. I used to imagine birds flying into our window, and for some reason, I used to just crack me up. It never happened. I just thought that was so funny. Well, not much going on in the world. Russia's out here just blowing stuff up, threatening World War III, and Trump's out here lying on tapes, and just regular day at the office, man. No Kardashian news. That's
normal stuff.
Yeah, it's out here being normal. But with that being said, we do have to trudge along, do the best we can with what we have. And I'm glad that you're feeling good, man. Thank you so much for being here, because this would have been a whole another show for 2 hours of me just running it without help. So thank you. Where am I? Oh, you know what? Where am I? Here, I'm here, and you are here live with us on Backchannel.tv, the only place on your Echo device where you can watch and listen to live shows and chat with the hosts in real time. This is The Drive. I'm Mario Smith, and you can catch this show Monday through Wednesday and Friday, beginning at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And you're probably wondering, well, how do I get involved with such a thing? It's easy. All you got to do is you send us a chat. You can ask questions. You can chime in on the topics that we speak of, or tell us what your favorite food is, or how your karate practice went, like Silas. Do whatever you want. We don't care. Well, we do care. Don't get carried away. And if you can see me right now, and you're watching on an Echo Show or a Fire TV device, the way to get into the chat is just say Perplexa or whatever the name of your device is. And just say hello and chat away. If you're not watching us and you're listening to us on an Echo speaker, thank you so much for doing that. Appreciate you as well. Just go to backchannel.tv and you can click on the chat button there. And while you guys are there, subscribe too. That's backchannel.tv, BACKCHANNEL.TV. Let's say hello to the folks who are checking us out on the stream today. Let's go. Jody in Missouri. Thank you so much. Silas, welcome back. Silas subscribed yesterday. Margarita Wombat. Stacy in Texas, also a subscriber. Ordinary Cougar in California. Curious Bison. The Gliss family. Hi, I know that name. Timothy in California. London. Who else we have here? Oh, I'm sorry. That's not Margarita Wombat. Mario can't see. That's Magenta Wombat. Simon says, don't forget to leave you on the Amazon app. I did see what you said, Silas. How old are you? Because that I didn't see. I need to. Stacy says her mom works at GMAX. What is GMAX? I don't know what that means. Silas, hold on. We'll get this answer in a moment. Okay, Silas is turning 8 on June 24th. Okay. Emmett says he loves this show. Thank you, Emmett. All right, Silas. Yes, I saw what you said. We need to have a quick show meeting. Gliss, what do we do here with Silas? We give it to him?
I think that's a good question. I think if a parent could orchestrate that, then yes.
Silas, can you ask your mom or your dad or your
and really we just need him, really he just needs help to send the email. And I think what I'm going to try to do actually is I might get on my phone here and see if I can't just type out the instructions. I might make like a template so we can just throw it into the chat. Obviously, like I said last time, other people can try to email to say that they've won, but it will be verified. So that'd just be a waste of your time if we didn't give it to you. So,
Silas, I wanna give you a gift card from Amazon. Silas says I don't like saying my age, but you're the best person on. Oh, thank you. You're the best person on Backchannel, so I have to tell you. That's really cool of you. Thanks, Silas. Oh, wow. Stacy wants you to drink tea, by the way, sir. Silas says he's going to get his mom to come back here if she's in the house, and if she's not in the house, I'll just tell her. Try to get her to come back to the thing if you can, Silas. That'd be cool. And Silas is watching us, by the way. All right. We're going to give Silas a $25 Amazon gift card. We gave one to Stacy last week, and we'll be giving another one away on Friday. And it's really simple. Just going to give you a card. It's for $25. And it's nice. Just because, and that's it. That's what we're doing. I think that's cool, Gliss. Yeah. If his mom comes back, we just orchestrate it all with her.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if we can get it figured out.
Yeah. I think that'll be fun. All right. Very good. Let's see here. I'm also just really trying to make sure I don't. You'll see her if I don't see her, Gliss, and you can get all that started while we're waiting.
Yeah,
on that.
like I said, I think I'm gonna try to post something in the chat so that he can just have instructions there. If he has questions, he can ask us. We're here for the next couple hours.
Yeah, we're here. I'm not leaving. I got my door is open. I can open the door now because it's 800 degrees in here again. I'm gonna have to open my door on a break, but I can open the balcony door. I am not hermetically sealed into this apartment.
So they fixed that for you?
Yes. Well, here's what happened. They fixed it, and then they locked the door, and I couldn't find the key.
Got it.
Oh, this morning I'm like, yo, the door doesn't even open. And they're like, yeah, I know, I locked it. I'm like, oh, okay. So we got it all taken care of. So now I can set my telescope up tonight and look at the stuff, at the stars. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it because I haven't been able to do it in weeks. And it's supposed to get really cold tomorrow here, which is super odd. The leaves are starting to turn green on the trees, and now it's about to be dumb cold.
I think I've already told you I am so sick of this spring. it's been just like that here. And man, we had a beautiful weekend. And once again, this morning, it was probably about 45 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Just hailstorm just dropping down on top of us. And we're supposed to go to a minor league baseball game on Saturday night. No, not the Pickles. The Hillsboro Hops. Okay. They're actually, the stadium's only it's 5 minutes or less from my house.
Nice.
And it's a beautiful stadium and all that stuff. So we were going to take, we felt like we got to wait until we can see the Giants to take Jack to his first pro game. But the Hops are right here. The tickets are cheap. So we're going to do that Saturday night. And, it looked clear until yesterday. And now it's saying that it might rain. It might be 40 degrees. So I'm like, man, can we just skip spring and go to summer? Because I'm done with this.
This is the wildest weather ever. It is wild. The White Sox are moving the time up on their game tomorrow because it's supposed to be bitterly cold later in the evening tomorrow night.
And it seems like it's everywhere in the country. There's just like this wacky spring going on.
Skirt says, haha, I'm claiming to be Silas's mom. No, you're not. Stacy is saying I drink tea and honey, but my throat whenever it gets scratchy. So, Glish, you should try it. Stacy said, if you think it's wild in Chicago, check out Texas weather. It's even wilder here. Yeah, I have a friend that lives in Austin, and I kind of look at what's going on in Texas more times than not. The Gliss family has joined the stream. Okay, here we go. Let's get to work. The Gliss family's here. I don't have time to screw around. And if Silas comes, man, just let me know. Here are the headlines at the top of the hour. Harvard University is vowing to spend $100 million to research and atone for its extensive ties with slavery, the school's president announced today, with plans to identify and support the descendants of enslaved people who labored at the Ivy League campus. President Lawrence Bacow announced the funding as Harvard released a new report detailing many ways the college benefited from slavery and perpetuated racial inequality. The report commissioned by Bacow found that Harvard's faculty, staff, and leaders enslaved more than 70 Black and Native American people from the school's founding in 1636 to 1783. It cautions that the figure is almost certainly an undercount. Using historical records, researchers were able to identify dozens of enslaved people by name, along with their connection to the university. Enslaved men and women served Harvard presidents and professors and fed and cared for Harvard students, researchers found. Moreover, throughout this period and well into the 19th century, the university and its donors benefited from extensive financial ties to slavery. And in our other headline, before we take a break, what did you say? De La Soul? No, that's not what I said. Delta Airlines, which has narrowly fought off several attempts to unionize its flight attendants, will begin paying cabin crews during boarding, a first for a major U.S. airline, and a change that is expected to increase their wages by several $1,000s a year. It is a notable change for U.S. airlines, where pay for flight attendants starts when all the passengers are seated and the plane's doors close. Delta said the change will start June 2nd on all flights. In a memo to flight attendants, the airline said the new pay, quote, further recognizes how important your role is on board to ensuring a welcoming, safe, and on-time start to each flight, close quote. The rate of pay during boarding is 50% of regular pay rates. The change comes as Delta plans to increase the boarding time for single-aisle or narrow-body planes from 35 minutes to 40 minutes, which the airline expects will increase the percentage of flights that depart on time. And those are the headlines at the top of the hour. When we come back, we'll have news from around the world. We'll see what's up with Silas and maybe Silas's mom or dad. And thank you all for listening. It's The Drive with Mario Smith, live from Chicago, Illinois, here on Backchannel.tv, YouTube, and on your Amazon-supported devices. And we will be right back. Hey everybody, welcome back. Kaiser in Ohio. Thank you so much for being on the program today, and it's your first time, so hello and welcome. Silas's mom is I hope she stayed in the room. Hello, Silas's mom. We are giving essentially a $25 Amazon gift card, actually for Silas, but you work at Amazon. So in the email, say you won a $25 Amazon gift card on the drive with Mario Smith. Although Gliss typed out the dive. That's such a better name for this show. It's so much better.
Oh boy.
Oh God, Rob,
I always get
please.
I always get worried I'm gonna screw that up on the title because for people that don't know, like on my side of the screen, I have all these, everything that controls the graphics, and the first thing that I always do, or in theory I should do, is go in and change the name of the show to the Drive for Mario Smith with the date. I didn't tell you this, but last I actually did this on the title last week. I caught it with about 15 seconds left in the countdown.
The dive?
It said the dive with Mario Smith.
Oh, even man, look.
So I was only missing 2 letters, but I caught it right before we went on the air. So
hey, look, Rob, Malazzo, Riyadh, I know you guys are either listening or watching. Can we please just for like one day change the name of the show to the dive? That would be so appropriate and almost pitch perfect. This is one day. Just just be like, let's look, today's the day. Call it the dive just one time, just to see. Oh man, that was funny. Skirt says, LOL, I'm a passenger on the dive. On the days that the show is terrible, it will be the dive. But we don't have terrible shows. Congratulations, Silas. You got a $25 Amazon gift card. We'll be giving another one of those away on Friday. And thank you, Silas, for watching. Silas is our youngest viewer, I think. So cool. And Silas's mom, thank you so much for sending the email. Looking forward to you getting that gift card. Buy yourself or your mom. You could be a really good kid and buy your mom something dope. All right? Not actual dope, Silas. Something dope. Get it together, boy. I'm totally thrown off because the show is called The Dive. But I do want to tell you something, Gliss. You'll appreciate this. And folks who are fans of hockey will appreciate this. So the Tampa Bay Lightning are at the White House today, and Gary Bettman was there, and Joe Biden mistakenly called him Gary Batman.
That's so good.
That is so awesome. I was sitting there looking at it, and I'm like, oh my God, he called him Batman?
Oh my God, that's great.
It'll be on everything. We got to find a clip of that and be able to play it all the time. It's Gary Batman. And hopefully Joe did his little run. He ran up to the podium. Hey, Gary Batman. It's not even Friday. Oh, man. Whew. God, that's fun. Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's get together. Serious program here. All right. President Joe Biden's administration is taking steps to expand the availability of the life-saving COVID-19 antiviral treatment, Paxlovid. I think that's it. Paxlovid. They say the administration says there is an ample supply for people at high risk of severe illness or death from the virus of the drug. Paxlovid, produced by Pfizer, was first approved in December. Supply of the regimen was initially very limited, but COVID-19 cases around the country have fallen and manufacturing has increased. The White House is now moving to raise awareness of the pill and taking steps to make it easier to access, which means there is an overabundance of it now. And if you know people who have COVID, the opportunity for them to get it has increased a great deal. And I think there are other antivirals that are available. We just don't really know about them. This is part of my back and forth about COVID-19. We know what it is. We know how it's spreaded. We know that even though the numbers have gone down, it's still very much there. We are still very much in a pandemic. The vice president of the United States, Kamala Harris, caught COVID again. She's double boosted, fully vaccinated. So this thing is super real. I've got two friends relatively close to me that also had COVID. The idea that there are pills available, antivirals available to fight the disease, but we don't seem to have the information about that. That is troubling. And that makes me wonder, why isn't this word getting out better? And I'm digging into the story a little bit more. It said here, this is from the Associated Press, by the way. The U.S. has ordered enough supply of the pills for 20 million people, which is estimated to last for several more months. The administration warned that subsequent deliveries are dependent on Congress approving additional COVID-19 response funding. Wait a minute, hold on here. Paxlovid, when administered within 5 days of symptoms appearing, has been proven to bring about a 90% reduction in hospitalizations and deaths among patients most likely to get severe disease. About 300 Americans are now dying each day from the coronavirus, down from more than 2,600 during the height of the Omicron wave earlier this year. This is, again, very real. It's all still very real. And the idea that we are not as informed about that as we should be is troubling. But now you know. I'm going back over to the Grass Puddle says special guest Gary Batman. That would be awesome. John Michael in California. Hello. Stacy says COVID is spreading because people are not wearing masks. Agreed. 100%. And if people don't take precautions, Stacy, people are going to get sick. Agreed again. Silas is asking Bliss, do we know when it will get there? The card. Should we be doing this now, or why not? Please tell me.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I get the sense I got was that it's going to be an email back, so it's going to be a digital, like a gift code or
okay.
something like that. If Silas happens to be here tomorrow, though, I can get an answer for that tomorrow morning before the show.
Cool.
I would guess just a few days, though, at the most.
Say that. Good. Right on. Silas is coming. You'll be able to buy that Dyson vacuum cleaner and vacuum. See, it's getting me. I want to thank everybody for being here. And if you didn't know, you're here on The Drive with me, Mario Smith. And if you're enjoying the show, there are two ways that you can support the show. If you're watching right now, you see that subscribe button, hit it and subscribe, and it'll let you know when we're on the air. And we got some cool stuff planned for you as well. Another way you can really help me out is, whether you're watching or listening, is leave a review. We read the reviews, and I promise you we will read it. Once again, go to backchannel.tv and click the subscribe button and leave a review of the show. Thank you, and thank you. A million times thank you. Really appreciate you. All these natural disasters and things that are coming up? Well, the United Nations says, watch out, more to come. A disaster-weary globe will be hit harder by even more catastrophes colliding in the interconnected world. A UN report that was recently released said, if current trends continue, the world will go from around 400 disasters per year in 2015 to an onslaught of about 560 catastrophes by the year 2030. The scientific report by the United Nations Office for Disaster Risk Reduction said, by comparison, from 1970 to 2000, the world suffered just 90 to 100 medium to large scale disasters a year. The number of extreme heat waves in 2030 will be 3 times what it was in 2001, and there will be 30% more droughts, the report predicted. It's not just natural disasters amplified by climate change, it's COVID-19, economic meltdowns, and food shortages. Climate change has a huge footprint in the number of disasters, however. People have not grasped how much disasters already cost. Today said Mami Mizturi, chief of the UN Office of Disaster Risk Reduction, If we don't get ahead of the curve, it will reach a point where we cannot manage the consequences of disaster. We're just in this vicious cycle. That means you and I need to rethink how it finances, handles, and talks about the risk of disasters and what it values the most. Here's some figures. About 90% of the spending on disasters currently is emergency relief, with only 6% on reconstruction and 4% on prevention. Not every hurricane or earthquake has to turn into a disaster, Ms. Turi said. A lot of damage is avoided with planning and prevention. In 1990, disasters cost the world about $70 billion a year. Now they cost more than $170 billion a year, and that's after adjusting for inflation, according to report authors. Nor does that include indirect costs we seldom think about that add up, Ms. Turi said. We are on a path, y'all, a certain path. If we do not figure out how to change our behaviors on this planet, it's going to get a lot hotter a lot sooner, and none of us are equipped for it. None of us. I'm watching people fuss about a festival that's happening this summer. We aren't equipped for change in any way, even if we say we are right now. But we better figure out how to get equipped for change, because this is very, very real, and it is happening fast. A couple of days ago, Reverend Al Sharpton was very much in the news for demanding the name of the police officer who shot Patrick Lyoya. Well, that officer's name had been revealed. His name is Christopher Schur, and Chief Eric Winstrom from the Grand Rapids, Michigan Police Department released the name yesterday. Lyoya, 26, a black man and native of Congo, was killed after a struggle with the white officer. Here's the chief. In the interest of transparency, to reduce ongoing speculation and to avoid any further confusion, I am confirming the name already publicly circulating, Christopher Schur, as the officer involved in the April 4th officer-involved shooting, Winstrom said in a statement. In the aftermath of the shooting and the release of the video, Winstrom said he would withhold the officer's name unless he was charged with a crime. It was described as a long-standing practice that applied to the public as well as city employees. Well, that's ridiculous. And there's no reason for his name to be withheld. The gentleman who was murdered, his name is splashed all over everything. And I mean, how much more of this is required before somebody it's enough? And that doesn't seem like a far out question. How much more of this is required until somebody says that's enough? Seems to me it's been enough already. Yeah. There are two very, very distinct areas we are not doing well on. We have to do better. We have to treat this earth better. So people like Silas will have an earth, and it won't be like one of those weird anime movies when Silas is my age. And we have to figure out how, as a society, we can reduce this police on citizen violence. But then you hear a story about a man still in an ambulance. That happened in Chicago yesterday. We'll talk about that a little bit later. What a wild world. As you know, Elon Musk, Lex Luthor bought Twitter. And this report is from the Associated Press. Coming up with $44 billion to buy Twitter was the easy part for Elon Musk. Now comes the real challenge for the world's richest person, fulfilling his promise to make Twitter better than ever as a lightly regulated haven for free speech. His vision for improving the 16-year-old company leans heavily on a pledge to make speech as free as reasonably possible on the platform, a commitment that's been celebrated on the political right and among followers of former President Donald Trump, whose account last year was permanently banned. For others who worry that Musk will give free rein to agitators who spew hate, lies, and other harmful content, making the platform too toxic for advertisers and average users, Musk has offered few assurances. His quote on Tuesday on Twitter that he now owns: The extreme antibody reaction from those who fear free speech says it all. Many of Musk's proposed changes reflect his own experience as a high-profile and outspoken Twitter user with more than 85 million followers and a swarm of pesky impersonator accounts that use his name and photo to promote cryptocurrency schemes. The statement announcing his acquisition on Twitter on Monday highlighted the need to defeat spam bots that mimic real users. I don't think, I know the government has been talking about regulating the internet for a while, and I would not be surprised if this was the event that spearheads that regulation. I wouldn't be surprised at all if this was the thing that made the government go, you know what? Can't do this. Can't do it. This is ridiculous, and we have to put a stop to it. And the way that they do it is because Twitter is about to be the wild, wild west, because Elon Musk could care less about you. He just doesn't. And if he does, he has a funny way of showing it. Threatening to just open up the floodgates of racism and wild speech that's so drastic and unnecessary, but he wants to do it. The question is, how many people leave Twitter once he starts making these changes, and how much value does Twitter have with him owning it? Clearly there was value in it before, but will there still be value in Twitter? Some questions to ask yourself. And finally, good old Donald Trump. What's a day without talking about him? Because, it's not like he's in jail or anything. A new set of text messages has appeared, and they were published yesterday between former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows and allies of former President Donald Trump, sent in the months after the 2020 election, offers new insight into the efforts to overturn Joe Biden's election victory. The text messages, which were obtained by CNN, help illuminate how far the Trump White House and his allies secretly tried to go to overturn the 2020 election, including failed efforts by Meadows to contact Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger. This blooper reel that Bliss is going to put together is going to probably propel my career, but it's going to be embarrassing to watch. Meadows provided the 2,319 text messages to the House committee investigating the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. CNN didn't say how it obtained the messages, some of which were published on its own website. NBC News, where this story comes from, hasn't been able to independently confirm all of the text messages. Let's see if we can't get a couple of those text messages, huh? Here we go. Several days after Biden was declared the winner, Trump political aide Jason Miller texted Meadows on November 13th, 2020, flagging that he had emailed a backgrounder on Dominion Voting Systems, which sells voting software and machines. Quote, Miller, lots there, re functionality problems, not much there on Dem Soros conspiracy connections, Miller texted Meadows. We'll defer to you on whether or not to share full report with POTUS. POTUS is clearly hyped up on them, not just from his tweets, but he also called me and Justin separately last night to complain. Miller didn't respond to a request for a comment on his texts. Businessman and pillow sham salesman Mike Lindell confirmed that he sent a lengthy text message to Meadows that was published by CNN. If Silas wasn't on here, I had such a good line. I cannot use it in front of an 8-year-old person. He added that he also sent Meadows a PDF document that included claims that Russia and China, among other countries and private companies, hacked into voting machines. Meadows responded, I am not an attorney. I don't have the expertise to weigh in on any of this, according to Lindell. And on November 19th, 2020, more than a month before a phone call in which Trump begged Raffensperger to find all you got to do is find $11,780 in Georgia to recalculate in his favor, Meadows texted asking Raffensperger to call him. Spokesman for Raffensperger said Monday he had no recollection of receiving that message. Oh my goodness gracious. In early December, why not? One more. Meadows texted Raffensperger again. Mr. Secretary, can you call the White House switchboard and give us the phone number? For a call, your voicemail is full. Man, look, I have said it before. I will say it again. It's going to get worse before it gets better for the former president of the United States. And yeah. All right. Hey, Gliss, can we jump into the chat for a minute? Silas is saying his light is blinking on and off and he's really scared. What light, my man? And she might not get the email right away. Give it some time. If it doesn't come today, check it in a day or two. You'll get it. But what light is he talking about that's blinking on and off? It wouldn't be one of our lights, would it?
I don't think so.
All right. Just want to make sure, because I don't want nothing happening to him. I'm now very fond of Silas. You gotta protect Silas. Oh, your room light, Silas. Turn it off then. You're on the East Coast. Just click it off. I got you, buddy. It's all good, man. Me and Gliss, even though we're nowhere near you, are gonna make sure you're okay. We are your big brothers now. We have taken the role. Maybe I don't want to speak for Gliss. Gliss is already busy with 4 boys of his own.
Yeah, 2 hours a day I'm here.
There you go. See, we're your brothers 2 hours a day. But then what if it turned on? Well, if that light goes on and off by itself after you've turned it off, you should probably find your mother or father, because that's something different is happening in your house. John Michael's in California. Welcome. Mavis is in Tennessee. I love that name, Mavis. Jeffrey's in Alabama. Roll Tide. John is in Oregon, of course. And thank you, Mavis, for being here. I cannot get over the president calling him Gary Batman. That is going to stick with me all day. What a lovely, lovely thing to do. Gary Batman. Oh, man. All right. So we are good. When we come back in the next segment, we're going to talk about an ambulance that got stolen here in Chicago. Don't ask. Also, we're going to talk about bears. Not the Chicago Bears either. And be careful where you hit your golf balls. Because yeah. And we have another special episode of Florida Man, this time with his lovely wife, Florida Woman. We're going to do all of that in just a moment when we go to Skirt's favorite segment, the Community Report. Stand by and be ready. This is a good one. We'll be back in a moment. This is The Drive with Mario Smith here on Backchannel.tv. You're watching us also on YouTube and listening to us on your Amazon-supported devices, and we appreciate it. And with that being said, we'll be right back. I was making faces and moving my arms around wildly, that Gliss, for no reason, but you guys didn't see it. I can give you a quick impression of what happens when the camera isn't on and when you can't see me. So I'm looking. Gliss can see me. I'm a little behind the curtain. Gliss can see me, so I'm always doing like this. And he doesn't say anything about it, but I'm pretty sure he thinks I'm crazy. The Community Report is here. Silas is actually quite funny. Skirt says he's got his Florida Man kit ready. Right on. Silas says, guys, my light just blinks on and off that often. And now he says he's just kidding. All right. And Jeffrey is enjoying something that we're doing. Thank God. Here we go. I want to get to the Florida man before Skip to leave because Florida man is very important. After leaving police on nearly a 2-hour chase yesterday, some of which I watched on TV, and who allegedly stole an ambulance from a fire department from the fire station in what is known as Chinatown here in Chicago, drove it on a journey of more than 70 miles. He's been caught. According to Chicago police, the vehicle was stolen from the front of a fire station in the city's Chinatown neighborhood just off of West Cermak. The man allegedly took the ambulance on a ride of more than 70 miles before being taken into custody in a dramatic foot pursuit that lasted nearly 2 hours and shut down both sides of Interstate 55 in Livingston County. Security footage from a nearby business shows the ambulance parked outside of the building, and in the very next frame, the ambulance is gone, off on a ride that would take it more than 75 miles and into Livingston County. All the while, Illinois State Police remained in pursuit of the vehicle before it blew a tire and ultimately was stopped just short of exit 217 in Dwight. The suspect was then detained after a brief foot pursuit, according to authorities. Traffic was shut down in both directions as a result of the incident, according to Total Traffic. Back in Chicago, residents who live in the neighborhood where the ambulance was stolen expressed bewilderment at the wild scene. That's pretty crazy, Nicholas Galvin told NBC5. It makes you wonder what the thought process was behind that. What is the goal, you know? Other neighbors Other neighbors say they hope that the theft doesn't cause any public safety issues. Oh God. Chicago's great, but there's so many people with weird last names. I don't know what there is in an ambulance that's so valuable, Sydney Weiserek said. Someone might need a ride from that, and now that ride isn't there for them. He sounds much older. No injuries were reported during the pursuit. An investigation remains underway and no charges yet have been filed in the case. Hey, what's that noise that I'm hearing in my house? That sounds odd. Oh, you know what? Listen to this. Hey, some California residents last week finally figured out the source of strange rumbling and snoring noises in their home. A mother bear and her 4 cubs had been hibernating beneath the South Lake Tahoe's house. The Bear League, a Lake Tahoe bear rescue organization, said this particular mother black bear had 3 cubs of her own and adopted one more, and thus had 4 active, chubby little bears following her around. At the end of 2021, when the family began to search for a hibernation den. When it came time to go to sleep for the winter, she found a house with an unsecured crawl space opening an unsecured crawl space opening, and ushered all the kids inside and told them to be quiet and go to sleep. The Bear League wrote in a Facebook post on April 19th announcing the eviction of the Bear family earlier that day. It was a home where people lived and they thought they heard some odd rumbling, snoring-like noises, but ignored it because it simply didn't make sense, and the neighbors said they were imagining it because they didn't hear anything. We uninvited Mama Bear, not yet aware that there were 4 more bears under the house, Bear wrote. It was quite the scene to then watch the 4 yearling cubs emerge from the opening and join together on the other side of the fence to venture forth into 2022. They suddenly ran out and over the fence to where Mama was, calling to them, all while we just stood there in disbelief. And we didn't get the camera turned on before they all disappeared. Dang it, wrote Bear in a comment on Facebook. After the story made national headlines, the Bear Group added, hopefully this will help encourage people to secure their crawl space openings. The Bear League says it's common for black bears, which have a healthy population level in the Lake Tahoe area, to seek unsecured crawl spaces for winter hibernation. Bear encounters in the vacation communities along the shores of the Alpine Lake are common. Last summer, a mother and 3 cubs dashed across a beach where humans and at least 2 geese frolicked in waves. An extremely large bear, nicknamed Hank the Tank, was sought by California authorities who in February accused him of becoming extremely food habituated and of using its immense size and strength to break in and through front doors and garage doors. Later, DNA evidence exonerated Hank the Tank from a death sentence, NBC News reported, after at least 2 other bears were genetically implicated in the series of break-ins. In 2020, a bear entered a Lake Tahoe area Safeway and browsed the produce section. Jeffrey said he hates this show. It's Silas, cool out, bro. We got it. Don't fight. Silas said, "Then get off it." Oh wow. Hello, diligent porcupine, loving crane, satisfying iguana, and silent bee. Jeffrey said he hates this show, but he's watching the show. How can he hate it? Come on, Jeffrey. Hey, just so you know, guys, an invitation is not an obligation. I'm just saying. This is a very interesting story out of Massachusetts. A family won a pretty hefty settlement. A Massachusetts couple won a verdict worth nearly $5 million against a local country club after suffering from the years-long continuous threat of wayward golf balls struck by hackers. A Plymouth County Superior Court jury awarded Eric and Athena Tinskar $4.93 million in December, finding that Indian Pond Country Club was at fault for not protecting the couple's home from a constant barrage of bad golfing, court records show. They have a The Tenzars originally sued both Indian Pond and Spectrum Building Incorporated, which built their new home in Kingston, about 40 miles south of downtown Boston. They settled with the builders, leaving Indian Pond Country Club as the sole defendant. The continuous threat of golf ball strikes occurring at any time prevents the Tenzars from the use and enjoyment of their property, which was purchased for $750,000 on April 27, 2017, according to the complaint. Gliss, you don't live anywhere. You live near a baseball stadium. You don't get baseballs at your flying out to your house, do you?
No, I don't. No, I don't. I haven't seen any baseballs out here. Well, we do get some from the kids throwing the ball around the cul-de-sac, but
yeah. Hey, did you happen to see that Silas got our back?
I did, and I mean, you can't say it any better. We don't. You aren't required to be here. If you don't want to be here, then you can leave.
An invitation is not an obligation.
It's not a big deal
at all. Trust me, if I thought it was a big deal, I'd be begging you to stay.
It's more lame to come onto something you hate and comment about how much you hate it. So
that has always
just gonna put it out there. It's a bad look for you.
Yeah, Jeffrey. Come on, Jeffrey.
That's all.
Don't be that guy. It's only like one of you every couple of weeks. Don't be that guy. We talked a little bit yesterday and didn't go into depth about it, about Melissa Lucio, the only Latina on Texas's death row. She was supposed to be executed tomorrow, but instead she got a stay of execution. The decision from the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals came as the state's Board of Pardons and Paroles was also poised to recommend to Governor Greg Abbott whether to stay Lucio's execution. The lower court can now review her claims that her execution should be stopped based on new evidence that would clear her in the death of her 2-year-old daughter. She said, "I thank God for my life," Lucio, 53, said in a statement issued by her lawyers. She is one of 6 women on death row in the state and was set to die by lethal injection. The last time Texas executed a woman was in 2014. She was sentenced to death 14 years ago in a capital murder case involving her daughter, Mariah. Prosecutors said at her trial that Lucio physically abused the toddler and that Mariah had bruises on her body, signs of a head injury, and an untreated broken arm when she died in February of 2007. Her legal team denied those claims and argued that prosecutors built their case around false medical evidence and a coerced confession following an hours-long interrogation with Texas Rangers. They said Lucio, who was sleep-deprived and pregnant with twins, asserted her innocence more than 100 times, but was ignored. Her lawyers have also said that she was susceptible to falsely claiming responsibility for the death because of her past experiences with physical abuse and sexual assault. According to her lawyers and supporters, Mariah's death was accidental and she died after falling down a flight of outdoor stairs as the family was preparing to move to a new apartment. They said Mariah had a mild disability that caused her feet to be turned in and that the child was prone to falling. On the day of the incident, Mariah was crying but didn't seem to be seriously injured. Lucio's lawyers have said the girl died 2 days later. Her lawyers, or rather her supporters, have called into question prosecutors' initial investigation. At Lucia's capital murder trial, then Cameron County District Attorney Armando Villalobos described the statements she made to the Texas Rangers as a confession. 6 years later, Villalobos would be sentenced to 13 years in federal prison for his part in an unrelated bribery and extortion scheme. The current district attorney of Cameron County, Louis Saines, did not respond to a request for comment, but he had been under pressure from activists and her family to withdraw the death warrant. During a contentious hearing with state House lawmakers on April 12th, Saines suggested he might halt the execution if the state did not intervene, but also said he had no legal reason to get involved. Luckily, hopefully, this woman did not kill her child and that she will have an opportunity to be freed. That case is absolutely more proof that a lot of the folks on death row and in jail, probably not all, but a lot, shouldn't be there. All right, everybody, you've been waiting all day for it. It's time for another adventure of American hero, Florida Man. A woman has been arrested months after threatening to blow up her son's high school unless cafeteria workers started giving him more food, officials said. The threat was left February 3rd in a voicemail to Cocoa High School on Florida's Atlantic coast, according to police and court records. The 41-year-old Florida woman was arrested on Wednesday and charged with making a false bomb threat and disruption of a school. I'm sorry. Her music is good. She didn't leave her name on the voicemail, but the school's caller ID recorded the number, an arrest report said. Staff members at the school listened to the message the next morning and contacted Cocoa police. The school was evacuated, but no weapons or explosive devices were found. Investigators located the woman's phone number in school records, and a resource officer confirmed that her child had gotten into an argument February 3rd with a cafeteria worker because he wanted more food. The state's attorney's office filed paperwork ordering the woman's arrest on April 7th. Officials arrested her last week Wednesday. Exactly, and that's another adventure of Florida Man.
Oh boy.
And his girlfriend, Florida woman. Oh, I didn't know the cow was in there, but that's perfect. And I will make sure to wait until I hear the cow. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, that was just a manufactured on the spot thing.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, man.
Honestly, any sound effect could go in there with Florida.
You could have
explosions, bald eagle screaming.
An explosion would have been perfect.
Fireworks.
Oh man! Oh my God! Hey, my man Michael Lockett is here, fractured flamingo, and Gary T says, "Please, sir, I want some more." His skirt says the cow is a nice touch. At some point, I think, Bliss, we're gonna have to do it. It's gonna be hard because I don't know how much laughing I could do, and maybe we do it like a community report with all Florida Man. That's gonna be tough. We got to try it though, at least once.
You know what we could do? Well, you know what we could do. We could, if we're gonna devote a segment, we could do a community report, but we could for everybody curate the best Florida Man stories of all time.
Send us their Florida Man stories.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah,
we'll pick the best Florida Man stories of all time to kind of rehash.
So look forward to that. We're gonna have a special episode of Florida Man. Oh my goodness gracious! I didn't see the open. Did you add more to it?
I didn't yet. Okay. I need to work on that.
I just don't want to miss that when it happens.
And I may just, like the sound effect, that was just kind of added in. So I only have the music bed right now.
But that cow was on time. That cow was so timely.
I'll have to add a couple couple sound effects into the music.
I can only imagine people watching this are going, "What in the world is going on? What are they doing? Why is that man in his house? And why is that other guy in like some disco with a mic? What's going on?"
A disco with a mic.
Can you just like, why is this happening? How did I find this? Oh man, that was awesome. Something about Florida Man just wipes me out, though. That has to be the last story. See, I'm gonna have to make sure I do my push-ups and get my steps in before the show, so that I can be in ready, getting in prime condition for Florida Man. Oh, Skirt says Saskatchewan Man must be a thing. Oh, Florida Man versus Idaho Man.
Oh.
I don't know about Idaho Man. Chicago Man doesn't have the same ring. Yeah.
Idaho is our neighbors to the east.
Yeah.
And when people are from Idaho. In fact, one of our neighbors, they're not watching. One of our neighbors who we like a lot, some of their extended family is from Idaho. Mm-hmm. And it's like when they show up, it's usually like 4th of July weekend, and
yikes,
there's trailers and big trucks. And
oh wow,
just yeah. I mean, you see a lot of that in Oregon also, like in the rural areas, but there is kind of like a thing about the people from Idaho,
man,
and Eastern Oregon. I think you could kind of like blend the two together. Like Eastern Oregon could just kind of blend into Idaho, but
we kind of have the same here. I can't stand Wisconsin's professional sports teams. That state is awesome. I love the state of Wisconsin. It's beautiful.
I've heard that. I've heard places
oh
like
man,
Madison.
It's such a beautiful. Yeah, it's so beautiful when the leaves turn and all that. It's great. Every one of their teams can go straight into a bucket of fire, but that state is just beautiful. I think the state that we would say that about would probably be Indiana. It's just, Indiana's just weird. With all due respect to folks from Indiana or watching from Indiana, Indiana's a weird place. Shaggy Horse is here, along with Satisfying Iguana and Loving Crane, and Andrea in Florida and Mavis. The entirety of YouTube is here. We better act right. Yeah. Strange states. We're going to have to do some Idaho Man. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, we might have to look into that a little bit.
Oh, goodness gracious. All right.
Can we get Washington woman, like the woman fell and right as I say that, Susan pops up from Washington.
Oh God, Susan. Hello. Sorry.
That story, that was man, I don't know what.
Man, that was a good one, right? How do I find
it? I just picture the fact that she was trying to use like dog leashes and stuff. Like I picture that scene in Mission Impossible. Like hanging down, like what are you thinking? You know what's below you. Like, why are you doing that?
You really need to get that phone that bad. Shane is here, by the way, from Florida, and Shaggy Horse says hello to Joey Bishop, singer songwriter, Massachusetts. Look, I have not had anything to drink today. I don't know what that means, but anybody that shouts out Joey Bishop, that's fine. You have to be of a certain age, I suppose. Hey, Gliss, can we take a 90? And when we come back, we'll reset and start the show over?
Yeah, let's do it.
Word, let's get it going. This is The Drive with Mario Smith here on Backchannel.tv. When we come back, we will have hour 2 of The Drive, live from Chicago, Illinois. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll be back right after these words. Welcome back, everybody. It's hour 2 of The Drive with Mario Smith. I'm Mario Smith. You're watching me live in Chicago, Illinois on an absolutely picture perfect but breezy day in the big city. Still too windy to ride a bike, which I'm not that happy about, but pardon me, it happens. We've had a good time this first hour. Oh boy, did we ever. And we've got folks like Chain in Florida and Satisfying Iguana and Loving Crane and Andrea. Noah Martin has joined the stream. Chain is on the stream for the first time. Shaggy Horse, who's I still am trying to decipher. Hello to Joey Bishop, singer-songwriter. Oh, okay, I think I get it. Susan's here. Skirt is here, although Skirt may be heading home. And Silas says, guess what? I get to stay with you for the full 2 hours. My man. No karate practice today for the beloved and much appreciated and winner of $25 Amazon gift card, Silas. We'll be giving another one of those away on Friday. Let's go to Portland, Oregon to say hello to super producer Mr. Gliss. Hello, sir. Good afternoon to you.
Hello.
Yes. What a day. What a day. What a day. What a day. This has been good. It's been very interesting.
I think it's, my, and we both come from some radio background. I think my favorite thing about, doing something like this is every single day and every show is kind of like its own clean slate. So you never know how it's going to go. So that's, I always appreciate that about this platform we have.
Never knowing how it's going to go. I think that's the key thing. I know in the morning I have an idea of how it's going to go.
Oh yeah.
But somehow always right up to the moment, I that idea goes completely out the window, and it's like, oh, this is how it's going to go.
And all the passengers on the drive, I mean, they're just as much, they have just as much to do with how the show goes as anything else. So
absolutely, and we appreciate you guys. Trust me, you're part of our conversations when we're not on the air. Believe it, really, really are, because the whole idea of us doing this, not just us, but everybody at Backchannel, is to establish this relationship, this very unique relationship with you guys, to get you to and hang out with us. People like Gary T and Michael Lockett and Skirt and the folks here in Chicago that are watching, which I really appreciate. Everybody on YouTube that's checking it out, thanks. It's really cool. We've been doing it since when? What, January, February? And
January 10th.
January 10, that's right. That's a day that'll live in infamy. It's been a very wonderful ride, and thank you all, and thank you again to all the folks at Backchannel that for some reason decided this dude from Chicago might be able to run his mouth for 2 hours. Yeah. Here are the headlines at the top of the hour as we get into hour number 2 before our entertainment report. Incandescent light bulbs are being phased out to save energy. The Biden administration is scrapping old-fashioned incandescent light bulbs, speeding an ongoing trend toward more efficient lighting that officials say will save households, schools, and businesses billions of dollars a year. Rules finalized by the Energy Department will require manufacturers to sell energy-efficient light bulbs, accelerating a long-time industry practice to use compact fluorescent and LED bulbs that last 25 to 50 times longer than incandescent bulbs. The Trump administration had slowed an earlier phase out of incandescents, saying it was targeting rules that burden businesses. And finally, Russia is suspending gas supplies to Poland and Bulgaria. The officials in Poland and Bulgaria said today that Russia is suspending their country's natural gas deliveries after they refused to pay for their supplies in Russian rubles. The governments of the two European Union and NATO members said Russian energy giant Gazprom informed them that it was halting the gas supply starting tomorrow. The suspensions would be the first since Russian President Vladimir Putin said last month that unfriendly foreign buyers would have to pay the state-owned Gazprom in rubles instead of dollars and euros. Poland's state gas company PGNiG said it was informed by Gazprom that its deliveries through the Yamal Europe pipeline would stop Wednesday at 8 a.m. And those are the headlines at the top of the hour. When we come back, it'll be time for the entertainment report. And it looks like everybody's okay here in the chat. Nobody's fighting. Moving Mule is here. Hello, Moving Mule. I'm super happy that you're joining us. And while I've got you here, let me just say hello again. It's The Drive with me, Mario Smith, your host, live here on Backchannel.tv, the only place on your Echo device where you can watch and listen to live shows and chat with the hosts in real time. This show is here Monday through Wednesday and Friday, starting at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Please send us a chat. You can ask questions, chime in on what we're talking about, get involved in the show in other ways, maybe even win a gift card from Amazon like Silas did. And if you can see me right now, you're watching on an Echo show device or a Fire TV thingy. The magic word is say Hamexa. And then that's how you get in. We can't say the word, but you get the idea. And then you come on in the chat and we hang out. Now, if you're just listening to us on an Echo speaker, go to backchannel.tv. When you get there, you'll see a button that says chat. Click on it and join the chat. That's backchannel.tv. BACKCHANNEL.TV. And welcome to all of our passengers who are on the drive with us this afternoon. Thank you guys. Appreciate you for being here. When we come back, we'll have the entertainment report. You're watching The Drive with Mario Smith here on backchannel.tv. One of my favorite actors from one of my favorite movies ever is in the hospital. He got bitten by a rattlesnake. Have you ever seen The Princess Bride? Gliss, that is like one of the greatest movies ever, ever, ever. I love The Princess Bride. I'm a big fan.
Everybody knows
Kari Elway. You would think. Andre the Giant's in it. Billy Crystal's in it.
Yeah.
Chicago's very own Mandy Patinkin. The man's name is Mandy, not like Tim Manley from yesterday. But
Tim Manley.
Oh, I ain't never forgetting that, because whenever we do the DJ show, Tim Manley's gonna make another appearance. But Carrie Always is in the hospital. He got bit. He says bit not by a roost, but a rattlesnake. He said Monday on social media, referring to a rodent of unusual size from The Princess Bride, which co-starred Robin Wright. He posted an image of his hand with a swollen and black and blue finger. He says, grateful to the staff of Malibu Urgent Care, LA County Fire Department, and the staff and medical professionals at Ronald Reagan UCLA Medical Center for their great care. And recovering well, thanks to all these wonderful folks. He's 59 years old. He was working in his yard when he got bit. He is best known for his leading roles as Wesley in The Princess Bride and Dr. Lawrence Gordon in the Saw film series. And to this day, I have a lady friend, when she asks me to do something, when I get ready to do it, or I go, what is it? At your service, as you wish. Yeah. Yeah, man. I've never been bitten by a rattlesnake. Hope not to be bitten by one. But no, sir. Actor Johnny Depp concluded a grueling 4 days on the witness stand yesterday, telling jurors in a calm voice that sounds a lot like Keith Richards from the Rolling Stones that he filed his libel lawsuit against his ex-wife because it was his best chance to reclaim his reputation, just hours after they heard audio clips of him berating his wife with coarse vulgarities. It was the only time I was able to fight back and use my own voice. He hasn't used his own voice since 1992. Depp said of his decision to sue Amber Heard for a 2018 op-ed piece in the Washington Post, in which she refers to herself as a public figure representing domestic abuse. He continued to deny that he ever hit Heard and accused her of hitting him and throwing items including paint cans and vodka bottles at him. And jurors heard an audio clip of a conversation between Depp and Heard in which she seems to taunt him and suggests he won't be believed or respected if he were to publicly cast her as an abuser. Tell them I, Johnny Depp, I'm a victim of domestic abuse, and see how many people believe or side with you, Heard says on the recording. Earlier Monday, though, they heard recordings in which Depp referred to the violence that could ensue if their arguments were allowed to escalate. The next move, if I don't walk away, it's going to be a bloodbath, like it was on the island. That's not funny, Depp says on the recording. In other clips, Depp loudly shouts vulgarities at his wife, calling her a degrading name and yelling, "You stupid," at her. Depp winced on the stand as one of the clips was played. Heard appeared to fight back tears at several points as she listened to the recordings. Heard's op-ed never mentions Depp by name, but he argues that he was defamed nonetheless because parts of the piece clearly refer to allegations of abuse she made in 2016 when she filed for divorce and obtained a temporary restraining order. The clips were part of a lengthy cross-examination of Depp that began last week and concluded late Monday morning. Heard's lawyers focused through the cross-examination on Depp's drinking, drug use, and charged interactions with Heard during their relationship. Oh, man. Oh, my goodness. Johnny Depp. Okay. Again, folks, I know Johnny Depp is, the bees know you. My man might have beat up his wife. So I got a thing about that, man. You can't put your hands on ladies. Young Silas, don't ever do that. No matter what happens, don't put your hand on the ladies. Hey, Gliss, something just occurred to me. What if... No, there's no way. Never mind. I'll talk to you about it later. I had the weirdest thought all of a sudden. No, that wouldn't happen. I can't. I will. I'll type it in. I forgot. I can talk to you.
Yeah.
I'm going to type it in.
Yeah, you could at least give me just the abbreviated thought, and then we could talk about it later.
But nobody can see what I'm typing to you anyway.
No.
Hold on. Almost done. Okay. I'm sending it. There you go. I don't know what the heck popped into my head, man. And it's not a private joke, y'all. I don't want to say that out loud. But what if, huh? Wouldn't that be?
Everybody has random thoughts pop into their head sometimes.
Oh man, way more than most normal human beings do. But that just all of a sudden, I was like, wait a minute, what if? Yeah, well, they came to the wrong spot if they did. A British pop star, and you know who else can see that? Everybody at Backchannel could see it. It just dawned on me. Everyone can see it. Everyone that works at Backchannel is like, the hell is wrong with Mario? There's a thought, man. I have them, and I was like, what if? Because that would be wild. Yeah. I was thinking I got to be careful what I say. And then I go, hey, wait a minute.
Started getting your head like, wait, let's think about this.
Yeah. I don't want to censor myself. I mean, he's 8. I got to be cool. But then again, British pop star Ed Sheeran has revealed he filmed his latest music video in Kyiv, Ukraine's capital, just days before Russia invaded the country. The singer-songwriter released a video for his track Two Step featuring rapper Lil Baby Friday morning on. I'm so tired of the babies. Friday morning on his, and you have to say his name like that. And that's not Little Baby or Lil Baby, it's Lil Baby. Friday morning on his official YouTube channel. Before the song begins, a written message like this pops up from the star, appears on the screen black and white. In it, the 3-year-old Grammy winner explains he filmed the video in Kyiv before the devastating acts of violence started. It was my first time visiting the country, and I felt so welcomed, he said. Ukraine is a proud and resilient country, and I'm grateful to have had the chance to film my video there. I stand with Ukraine and will be donating my royalties from YouTube streams of the video to the DEC's, the Disasters Emergency Committee, Ukraine Humanitarian Appeal, the singer added. The track Two Step is the latest from Sheeran's album Equal, or pronounced Equals, which he released in 2021. And believe it or not, that's the entertainment report. Wow, that was brief. Oops, wrong page. And now that everybody at Backchannel thinks I'm an absolute maniac, we're going to take a small break. And then when we come back, we'll have the Dylan T. Pickle sports page. This is a good one today. I'm ready. Gliss, I feel better about the Bulls' chances of winning a game in Milwaukee. I think they will win one. And then I think it will be over with. And we get to talk about what happened last night in basketball, including what happened to the Nets. That ship sunk fast. Oh, well, that happens. We'll be back with that and much more stuff on sports in just a moment. It's the drive on Backchannel.tv, YouTube, and on your Amazon supported devices. Thanks so much for watching and listening, and we'll be right back after these words. Always excited to do that. There's a show coming out on Apple TV called They Call Me Magic. I'm going to read part of this from CNN. In a testament to Magic Johnson, the man that basketball only accounts for about half of what They Call Me Magic, a 4-part Apple TV Plus docuseries devoted to his life, including the rich chapters that followed his NBA stardom. Think of it as a more satisfying companion to HBO's Winning Time, or more focused alternative to ESPN's comprehensive Bulls Chronicle, The Last Dance. For basketball fans, those first 2 parts are certainly a heady dive into Irvin Johnson Jr.'s dazzling talent and incandescent personality, which earned him his nickname at an early age, with journalist Michael Wilbon drawing a distinction between Irvin, the guy, and Magic, a character that played basketball. Johnson's high school heroics, national championship at Michigan State, and NBA title as a rookie are all well documented, which might explain why director Rick Famuyiwa gives them their due, but doesn't necessarily dwell on them. In his extensive interviews, Johnson admits to having been angry when Larry Bird won Rookie of the Year, while fellow Lakers recall their skepticism over Johnson's closeness to Lakers owner Jerry Buss. Quote, "We were all wondering if Irvin was a player or management," close quote. Teammate Kareem Abdul-Jabbar notes, after marveling that Johnson's no-look passes made it seem like he was clairvoyant. As the documentary notes, Johnson's golden aura was tested at times from his failures against the Boston Celtics, earning him the unwanted nickname Tragic, to boos raining down on him after he was stamped with having triggered the firing of then Lakers coach Paul Westhead. Pardon me. Still, They Call Me Magic comes in the 3rd and 4th hours, the first extensively documenting Johnson's HIV diagnosis, catapulting viewers back not only to how devastating that moment felt, but Johnson's role in shifting the way that AIDS was perceived. Gliss, I got to tell you, man, Michael Jeffrey Jordan, the greatest basketball player I've ever seen play basketball, ever, period. My favorite basketball player is Magic Johnson for a million different reasons. I used to love the fact that he was so tall and he had such nice handles. He was able to pick. He was able to see stuff that people couldn't see. His peripheral vision was so outstanding. and I'm in awe still of how great a basketball player he was and how much fun it was watching him play. Hey Tina, Metagasm is here. Hello Tina. Um, it when he announced that he had AIDS or HIV, um, I shut down. That blew me away. That dude would get it because the perception was that this was because the first thing that people talk about is he gay, and that was like a big deal. And then it was like not such a big deal to me whether he was or wasn't. I didn't care. I was more upset about this dude being sick, maybe dying, us watching him die. And to say that he has not died is an understatement. I happen to know that cocktail that he that people are always talking about that he took, that's a real thing. I had, oh boy, I'm getting too deep into my own life here. My cousin, now deceased, was he refused to take it. He'd probably still be alive had he taken it.
Yeah.
And I just Magic, man, just watching him play, he's so smooth and elegant and just doing his thing. And it was a joy to watch him play basketball. I cannot wait to watch Winning Time and this. I'm going to OD on basketball.
I mean, Last Dance was unbelievable, as we talked about a couple days ago. Mm-hmm. I'm loving Winning Time, and I will be equally as excited to see this. And just to your point, I think, that when that happened, I was a little kid because I was born in '83, but I was very into basketball at that time already. And I can't think of many other days that stand out in sports. Maybe, the impact of 9/11 that it had on baseball. I mean, there's very few things that were like that impactful in terms of that day where he made that announcement. Mm-hmm. And you mentioned Winning Time. The very first scene of that show in the first episode is much later in the future, right after that, where he's in a medical office and they're giving him the test results. And It's kind of like, they're kind of foreshadowing, obviously, to later on in the story. But, he's trying to kind of like keep his spirits up a little bit. And then he gets in the car with his agent, and his agent like literally just starts breaking down, like hitting the steering wheel and screaming and stuff like that. And I mean, that was just, and as you said, at that time, not only was it almost thought of as like a death sentence, but, people that publicly had it, and, did generally end up dying. I think of Freddie Mercury and Eazy-E, who was diagnosed with HIV as well. So, I mean, it's crazy that he's still around and able to tell his story. And just, I think what he set out to do, he accomplished. I think he did kind of change the perception. And you can talk about him having money and resources and all that stuff. Right. But if you think about that day in hindsight, like we've come a long way in the fight against HIV and all that stuff. So it's a pretty remarkable story, even outside of, what he accomplished as a basketball player.
And also the acceptance of the athlete being a gay man or woman. Sure. Or now with trans athletes. I think the dialogue still needs to expand a little bit more, though, so that there's a greater understanding, so it's not looked at as it's an oddity. But the idea that guy got sick due to his unbelievable activities. It's a stark reminder that it's not a gay disease. And I think part of his saying he was going to be an advocate was to get that stigma off of it, because anybody could get it. And that was the anybody could get it proof, And I'm telling you, that day, man, I was tore up. I'm like, no, this is Magic. Come on.
Yeah. And it was just so shocking to have, someone of his caliber and just how he thought of him, his personality, how he played. It was such a gut check type moment where it was like, wow, like you said, anybody can get this.
Yep. And the best part of all of this now is that Magic has come full circle. He is this beloved figure Although he should stay out of Lakers business. He tried to coach, that didn't work, and he should not tell them what to do anymore. But he remains my favorite basketball player ever. And I mean, Kobe has come and gone. Unfortunately, he would probably be my second favorite basketball player ever. But that dude was just incredible for a dude living in Chicago that was suffering with the Bulls. And then the Bulls had to play the Lakers in that championship game. And I'm like, man, I'm going with the Bulls, of course. But
yeah,
this was that was such a good series. But it was an older Magic Johnson. Game was kind of leaving. And you could tell it was leaving him. And the players around him were changing. But still in it. You know, it was Magic against Mike. That was cool. It's just such a good time, man. And that dude is still. I sometimes, because I don't know why, because I'm bored and I don't have much to do. I will find myself on YouTube watching Magic Johnson basketball games just to watch how he did that. I wanted to be him so bad. Oh my God. Such a great player. Virginia's Attorney General has launched an inquiry into the Washington Commanders following allegations of financial improprieties is the word, but for some reason in my face it looks different. I think they spelled it wrong. Raised by a congressional committee, Attorney General Jason Miyares, a Republican, disclosed his office's investigation in a letter to a team lawyer on Monday, saying he viewed it as his, quote, responsibility to carefully examine the material facts regarding this matter, close quote. Quote, to be clear, I have not prejudged the issues raised regarding the Commanders, he quote, he wrote. Quote, he wrote. That's the name of my new band, too. I got a lot of new bands, Gliss. We're all playing at the same time. It's going to be really loud. The announcement from Miyares came about 2 weeks after the House Committee on Oversight and Reform wrote to the Federal Trade Commission saying it found evidence of deceptive business practices over the span of more than a decade, including withholding ticket revenue from visiting teams, damn, and refundable deposits from fans. That's bold. The Commanders denied the allegations in a letter to the FTC. The team categorically denies any suggestion of financial impropriety of any kind at any time. We adhere to strict internal processes that are consistent with industry and accounting standards, are audited annually by a globally respected independent auditing firm, and are also cat, gobble, gobble, gobble. The NFL has said it engaged former Securities and Exchange Commission Chair, could you tell I got tired of reading it? Mary Jo White to review the most serious matters raised by the committee. Notably, an allegation by a former team employee that owner Dan Snyder groped her, which Snyder denies, but Mario believes.
Yeah, that guy's a sleazeball.
My bag, scum bucket, bang. Something I was like.
It's like some things you take at face value. Some things you're like, okay, I'm going to be objective and like kind of wait and see. As soon as you read the the headline of this, I'm like, yeah, I probably believe that. Like, just knowing who owns that organization, like, that sounds about right.
His reluctance to change the name when everybody is like, yo, you really need to change the name. And he's like, I'm not changing it. It's my team. And then when Nike was like, yeah, well, guess what? Take all our stuff off your building. And we're not going to sponsor any more of this mess. And FedEx was like, yeah, we aren't going to run with you.
We're out.
Then it's like, oh, well, that name is terrible. Let me get rid of it.
I actually hate that name.
I don't like him either. He's one of those people, if I saw him in person, I probably would say something to him. Not hit him, because, again, as we have learned in the last few weeks, unless somebody does something to you, you can't just walk up and open hand. Although my dream, and I'm gonna let you in on the reason why I think maybe I need to take a vacation soon. I have a dream that I've had for many years, several of them, but one of them is that I walk around town with pies and just hit people in the face with them when they just make me angry. Just cold cock somebody with a nice coconut cream pie. One day. I know. Oh, good. There's so much. I want to thank everybody for being here, by the way. If you're enjoying the show, there are 2 ways to support the show that would really help me and Gliss out. If you're watching right now and you see that subscribe button, please click it. Subscribe. And did you see Saturday Night Live when they did the skit about, well, why did you click it? And we're talking about people saving Instagram or clicking on Instagram posts. Oh man, it is good stuff. It is really good stuff. Anyway, if you click on the subscribe button, it'll let you know when the show's about to come on, and then that way you'll be in on it and you can check us out. And another way that you can really help me, no matter whether you're watching or listening on an Echo supported device, is go to backchannel.tv and click leave a review. Please leave a review of the show. Your positive reviews help keep this show going smoothly. Also, hit that subscribe button. Once again, please go to backchannel.tv and leave a review. Chloe Kim, U.S. snowboarding champ, is taking a mental health break after a draining year, she says. She's 22 years old, and she says she's sitting down for a minute. The two-time Olympic gold medalist Chloe Kim announced she's taking a mental health. The break comes after a stunning run for the 22-year-old star snowboarder. Kim became the youngest woman to win snowboarding gold in the 2018 Winter Olympics at the age of 7 and defended her title at the 2022 Beijing Games. Kim told news service Cheddar News, decision was just for my mental health. She says, I just kind of want to reset. I don't want to get right back into it after such a fun but draining year. At the same time, knowing that it was an Olympic year, she said, but she won't be gone for long, and she said she'll chase gold once again at the 2026 Winter Olympics in Milan Cortina, Italy. That should be fun. I just want to enjoy this moment, take it all in, and then back to it when I'm feeling ready. But as of now, the plan is most definitely to go after a third medal, she said. Kim noted that she's been snowboarding since she was 4, and the pressure from competing at such a high level can be overwhelming. Well, good on her. Take a break. Okay, Kyrie Irving says, I'm going to tell you exactly what he said. But before I do, he's saying, look, I'm coming back, and I want to help this team win. How bad do you want to help win, bruh? How bad?
They didn't win anything.
No. Help them win what? They didn't win the division, barely won that play-in game, and certainly didn't win a game in the playoffs. The Bulls won more playoff games than the Nets. Yes.
And they had all those guys.
Man, look, there is something to be said about super teams. Yes. Very good. Something to be said about super teams. It is really hard to put together a team. The Lakers and the Nets were supposed to meet each other in the NBA Finals. Both the Lakers and the Nets are not in the playoffs. There you go. Many years ago, the Houston Rockets tried to do it with Barkley, Scotty, and Robert Orr. I think it was the third. Failed. Yep. They just fail. Those teams don't do that. It doesn't happen.
And don't forget at the end of the Kobe and Shaq era, Gary Payton and Karl Malone both jumped on that train, and it didn't end well either.
That was horrible. That was some of the worst.
People forget about that. That was bad. That was like it was kind of sad to watch. It was like, oh my gosh, what are they doing out there?
It was
first of all, it just looked wrong to see Gary Payton or Karl Malone in a Lakers jersey. I don't know what it was, but
yeah, that was weird. And those were the cool Laker jerseys that I liked. Actually, although I like the old school purple ones, but those were the cool ones. Then here they come. Gary Payton, whatever for him. And Karl Malone is such a throbbing mess. In terms of an extension, Kyrie says, yeah, you like that, did you? In terms of, Kyrie says, in terms of my extension, man, I don't really plan on going anywhere. He has a $36.5 million player option. He's not going anywhere. But the question is whether the Nets are going to commit to him for another 3 or 4 years beyond next year. Not only that, what's up with Kevin Durant? You know, Kevin. Hi, Mario Smith here from the Daily Bongo. You know, Kevin, if you want to come somewhere where people will appreciate you, not freak out on your being mean and growly, and also take you to an excellent barber here in town, the Chicago Bulls are your destination. This should be your next stop. You love Tony Kukoc. You get it. You help a team that's going to be good become great really quick, and we're not going to stack. We'll build a team. Come to Chicago. That's my pitch. If I elevate a pitch, if I have to elevator pitch him again, this is like 15 years, third team, fourth team. Man, yeah. Come on, man. Figure it out, bro. Just come to Chicago. Get it over with. You know you want to. I don't understand why you're continuing to play this game. And what's going on with Debo, man, in your town? What is going on? Is he getting traded? The Niners want.
I don't know. I think it's
2 first-round picks and a star.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, he's Debo.
I mean, so I feel like it's really 50-50 right now. I think I don't like he had posted that tweet the other day, like kind of talking about reporters and stories out there saying like the only people that know the truth are him, his agent, and the 49ers. Mm-hmm. So I believe that. I think that there is communication happening between them. If the 49ers, like, and this is coming from a fan, and I think a lot of 49ers fans feel this way. Like, he had an amazing season last year. He's a great talent. He's fun to watch. And it sounds like he doesn't like how he was being used, and specifically that he feels like he was used too much as a kind of a running back, in some of the play calling. So if that's the case, like, one, how much does that, he had a lot of success doing that. So how much does that take away from his statistics if he goes to a team like, say, the Jets or something? And, so if I'm the 49ers, I'm kind of like, I'm trying to re-sign him and mend things. And I think that's what is trying to be done. But if they feel like if they feel like at some point they need to cut their losses, I don't think they're in a bad spot at all, because as good as he is, he's been injured a lot two of his first 3 seasons. And, he went to a Super Bowl, almost went to a Super Bowl, 2 Super Bowls in 3 seasons. And if he doesn't want to be here, then, there's never his value is never going to be higher. So, I mean, if someone wants to pay him $25 million a year and you're going to get back a couple of good draft picks and a good young player, the 49ers have enough talent on their roster, to be competitive. So, I mean, it's not like, and as I said, he's been injured a lot. So it's not like they haven't had to play without him throughout the last couple of years. So if he really doesn't want to be here, then, cash in when the value is high and let him go do his thing somewhere else. But I'm still 50-50 on whether or not he will be on the roster. I still think there's a chance that by the time the draft's over at the end of the weekend that he will be on the roster and they'll have some kind of, contract. But I still think it's very much up in the air.
That's right. The draft is this weekend. Holy moly. The Bears
don't pick. Starts on Thursday.
Yeah. The Bears don't pick till Christmas. We're all very excited about that here in Chicago. I had a name of a guy. Oh man, what is his name? Hold on a second. From Georgia, Nakobe.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh boy, why can't I remember his last name now? Hold on a second. I got it. His name is Nakobe Dean. That's my player I think the Bears are going to end up with. He's a linebacker from Georgia. He is lightning quick. He's 5'11", which is kind of small for a linebacker, but he's super fast. He probably end up being a really good safety, really strong safety, somebody that can punch somebody in the face, because the Bears need to have a little, they also need heart. There's a lot of people in this world that need heart, fortitude, and not be scared. That's the sports report for today. Wicked Whale, Abu, Judith is in Idaho. Bliss, look at that. Calm Buzzard, hello everyone. No names, you can change your names whenever you like. My friend Tina is here too. Hey team. And what was I trying to say? Oh, Michael Lockett and Gary T. And Silas, who's the winner of our little gift we gave away today. Thank you all. What do we do? How about this? On this day, in 1994, voting began in South Africa's first all-race elections. Remember that? In 2000, Vermont governor. That was a great segment on the comment.
That was great.
Vermont Governor Howard Dean signs the nation's first bill allowing same-sex couples. What's going on with me? To form civil unions.
It's impossible not to think of that whenever you hear his name, though.
I see it. We're gonna go to Washington. We're gonna go to Oregon. We're gonna go. And then Dave Chappelle didn't make it any better either. In 2004, the U.S. government unveils its new colorized $50 bill. Yeah. Oh God. Birthdays on this day. Former First Lady and and soon to be featured in Boris and Natasha, Melania Trump turns 52 years old. From TLC, T-Boz. Tion Watkins, T-Boz's birthday is today. She's also 52. Actor Channing Tatum from 21 Jump Street, Step Up, and Magic Mike is 42 years old today. On this date in music history, Rod Stewart. Yeah, you want my money. Yeah, somebody wanted his money, all right. He got robbed in broad daylight on Sunset Boulevard. Why is he on Sunset Boulevard? Don't even want to know. The gunman stole his $50,000 Porsche. In 1983, Duran Duran's album Rio, oh, that's nice, thank you, is certified platinum. In 1995, former Guns N' Roses drummer Steven Adler is charged with felony heroin possession after he was found slumped over the wheel of his car parked on a Los Angeles street full of heroin. Wow. When we come back, we will have our front of mind story. Another one of these. Everybody's lucky, man. How come I can't get lucky like that? Or maybe it's best that I don't get lucky that way. And this isn't even a human being. You'll hear it in a second. We will have it. It's The Drive with Mario Smith. I'm just thinking about yeah in my head again. We'll be back right after these words. Yeah. All right, all the new passengers, this is the deal. This is a story you can take with you to your water cooler if they still have water coolers. That is, if you're still going to the office or at the dinner table, although nobody eats at a table anymore. I'm just hopeful. This is our front of mind story. A British couple, and the only reason why I took this deep breath is because this has been happening a lot on these, where it's just like, oh, this guy won $1 zillion because he got hit in the head with a feather, and that feather happened to, A British couple who brought a puppy as a surprise present for their daughter are celebrating after the dog found a hoard of gold coins on its very first walk. Adam Clark and Kim McGuire brought the Legato Romagnolo puppy, which they named Ollie for their 9-year-old last month. Originally bred to retrieve game in the marshlands of the Po Delta, the dog is now mostly used in Italy to sniff out and dig up valuable truffles. 10 minutes into its first walk at a park near Blackpool, Ollie got to work, digging up no fewer than 15 gold sovereigns, valued at about $8,000. The treasure is one thing, but the fact is, I've bought myself my very own gold hunter, and I cannot wait to take him out again, Adam Clark said. Here I am putting shows together, and this dude walks a dog once and gets $8,000 in gold coins. What a day. Thanks, Gliss. Hey, Gliss, it's time to play my favorite segment now. You're in. It's called Did You Know? You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, number one is for you. Did you know that 58% of dog owners say people roll their eyes when they sing happy birthday to their dog? Now, I'm asking you, do you guys sing happy birthday to Milo?
So we did on its first birthday. I don't know if I don't plan on it this year. I suppose other people in the house might.
I don't plan on it. I won't be there for your singing to this dog. Goodbye.
Well, I took part in the first where we did one of the dog cakes and all that stuff, and it's kind of silly. So
and Milo's
I don't need to do it every year.
Milo's super chill. He's like, whatever, man. Just don't put another donut around my neck.
Yeah, he knows how much I want to hang out with him. So
of course. Believe it or not, did you know more women than men watch the Kentucky Derby? When is the Derby? Isn't that coming up soon? First weekend in May, right?
Yeah, it should be coming
First Saturday in May.
I gotta go. Someone on to handicap the race.
For sure. I want to go to the Derby. I want to put on a nice suit and see people with these big ass hats on. And I want to ask them, why do you have that gigantic hat on your head? Did you know, according to a recent survey, 41% of parents wish their summer break was longer? Well, that number is low. Did you know that Twister was originally called Pretzel and was first introduced as a beach game? Well, I'm sure the oddity of playing Twister on a beach. Anyway, did you know that people are really good at figuring out strangers' names based on their faces? Studies show that when given a random face and a list of names to choose from, people guess the right name more often than when left to chance. Okay. Hey, did you know about 71% of animal owners share a bed with their pets? No, sir. No, absolutely not. Get that dog out of here. No. You guys share a bed with your pet?
One of the small dogs occasionally will come like on the edge of the bed, but I don't know.
Edge of bed is fine. You're not wedging.
Milo's too big. Yeah, I mean, like I would not. Yeah, he'd be too much in the way.
I am 100% against the idea. Maybe some small dog on the edge of bed, maybe tiny cat, maybe iguana, pet snake, but not a dog. You can't get in the bed with me. That's out. And you can't. I don't want a pet snake in the bed either. Hello. Did you know that? Did you know that families that have fish as pets are 3 times as likely to suffer from allergies? I didn't know that. Did you know, according to a recent study, almost 1 out of every 4 calories we consume comes from drinks? Oh, just dropped the drink. Did you know that 22% of single women say the mall is the best place to meet someone?
Was that survey taken in 1992
or 1982? Yeah,
yeah. I was gonna say, like,
let's go to the mall.
I mean, malls were pretty awesome during the 80s and 90s.
They were the greatest, but come on,
I kind of miss, that malls were like a thing.
I don't. I don't like people that much to be at a mall. That's not true.
No, I get that. I just like when I was a kid, like I just thought of it as such a cool place. Like it had the movie theater.
Yeah. We had a place in Chicago called Evergreen Plaza that used to be amazing. When I was a little kid, so cool.
Yeah, when I lived here as a kid, we had like a really cool mall, the Clackamas Town Center, and that's actually where Tanya Harding used to practice.
Yeah.
You could go watch her practice.
Oh wow! Did she have a club with her to
her husband?
Knees?
I was always wondering why he was standing there with a giant club while she practiced.
Jeff Gillooly was around. You ready to wax them hit their knees? Yeah. Jeff Gillooly. Oh, you know what? See, I tell you, I got problems. I remember his name so well. I did a rap one time with his name in it. One day I'll do it.
Well, part of it, he sounds like a diabolical, like fictional character. Like,
yeah, right. Jeff Gillooly. 22% of single women. Okay. Did you know, according to a recent study, 1 out of 4 people won't date someone if they have a pet? What?
I don't know about that.
It depends on what kind of pet you got. If you got like a cane corso, no, I'm probably not going to date you. You probably have that dog to not be dated.
Yeah.
But if you got like a little yip dog, we're doing it. Screw that dog. And finally, did you know candy canes with Mario Smith? Screw that dog. Yeah. Did you know candy canes were invented in 1670 in Germany to keep kids quiet in church? The tops are curved so they look like a shepherd's staff. Let me read that again. Candy canes were invented in 1670 in Germany to keep kids quiet in church. The tops are curved so they look like a shepherd's staff. Not at one point in my church going life do I remember being given candy canes at church. It was usually a backhand. Shut up. You're in church. Wow. It wasn't
Shut
that
up.
bad.
Have a candy cane.
Yeah. Just be quiet. You're in church. Why are you talking? And I was probably arguing with what something the pastor was saying because I'm me. Did you know that bees are notorious for their stings, but humans aren't the only ones who experience this pain? In protecting their hives from outsiders, some guard bees will stay by the entrance and sniff the bees that come in, says Marianne Peso from the biology department of Macquarie University. Yeah. If there's a rogue bee from another hive trying to steal some nectar, the guard bee will bite and even sting the intruder. So the bees have their own ring system. Yeah, it's almost time for a nap. This is getting out of control. Here we go. Some weird news. In an effort to get 1 million electric vehicles on Illinois roads by 2030, the deputy governor for public safety, infrastructure, energy, and the environment, that's one person, announced a $4,000 incentive for consumers to go out and buy an electric vehicle. Combined with federal tax credits, that can lower the price of an electric vehicle by more than $10,000. For those worried about longer drives and running out of battery, Illinois is also offering rebates and grants to cover up to 80% of the cost of installing new charging stations. Arizona iced tea defends its 99-cent price tag. Whoa. Why'd it go away? That's something good there. Come on. With every price on every consumer good going up, Arizona iced tea is still the same price at 99 cents after 30 years. The chairman and co-founder says they instead try to offset costs in other ways in order to retain the value of the relationship with their customers. Now that aluminum prices have risen 17%, they have adjusted by narrowing the neck of its cans. Wow, it's still 99 cents. I did my research the other day. Oh, this is a good one. A black bear takes a stroll in broad daylight through a North Carolina city's downtown. For the third time in 3 weeks, a black bear wearing a tracking collar was spotted taking a daytime stroll through downtown Asheville. The bear was seen using a crosswalk before climbing a tree to do some people watching. Wouldn't that alarm the hell out of someone though if you're walking down the street and a gigantic black bear says, "Hey, how you doing? Excuse me." Gotta get past here.
That sounds pretty cool if the bill the bill.
Oh, you're on the blooper reel now. Yay.
if the bear's just chilling out, like that sounds cool.
Oh my goodness.
I'd like to see a black bear. I mean, I've seen a black bear, but
I'm good. I stay in the house. I don't need to see a black bear hanging out trying to, ask for directions. Pat me on my shoulder. Hello, sir. I'm Black Bear. All right. Gliss, we've done it again. I don't know how this keeps happening, but we managed to get to the end of the show without Silas killing someone. Thank you all. And thank you, Gliss, for everything today, my friend.
Yep. Have a good night.
Right on, you too. Thanks, everybody, for watching. We want to thank all of our passengers that checked us out on the drive today. Without you, this show is impossible. Grass Puddle and Tina, thank you for those kind words, by the way. I appreciate it. If you enjoyed the drive today, there are 2 ways to support the show that really help. If you're watching and you see that subscribe button down on the left side of your screen, please click it. Subscribe and let you know when I'm going to be live. And as I mentioned earlier, we've got some special plans for you coming up on this program, and we want you to know about it. And the best way to know about that is if you're subscribed. And the other way you can really help me out, no matter where you're watching or whether you're watching or listening, is to leave a review. We read those, so please leave them. Again, I'm here Monday through Wednesday and Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern time. We'll be back tomorrow, as a matter of fact. And just go to your Echo, open the back channel thing and say, hey, what's up? And leave a review. This will be the last show for the night here on Backchannel.tv. We appreciate you watching us so much. Join us tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Eastern Time for Haley and Allison's Good Morning. From Chicago, Illinois, as the sun is sitting pretty in the sky on a beautiful Tuesday. Tuesday evening. My name is Mario Smith. Thank you so much for watching The Drive. We will see you tomorrow morning beginning at 6 a.m. Eastern Time. On behalf of everyone at Backchannel.tv, have a great evening. Peace.